Hello, how are you this evening? This is Jacqueline, and I am with Creative Paper Crafting with Jackie, and I am just trying to get the lighting. It's a little bit dark. Sometimes it's bright and sometimes it's dark. I hope you guys are having a good evening. Hi, Gail. Hi, Dawn. Dawn's watching. The expert watercolorist is watching. Anyway, tonight I'm going to do something a little different because I was thinking I've got to make my Christmas cards, and the cards we make are beautiful, but they're great big and take up a lot of postage. And I was just thinking of ways that you just conserve some money. I had taken a card that I mailed to my brother. It wasn't a big deal. It was like 71 cents because I did the square card. But if you're doing Christmas cards, that would be a lot. So this is just kind of simple. And basically, they do have a mat, but basically one layer cards. So I'm just trying to get into my page so I can read my comments. But I did see that Dawn said I'm being funny. I'm really surprised, Gail, that you're on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use a stamp from Unity, and it is a poinsettia. I had my bag for it. Let me find it right here. It is Poinsettia with Love, and this is one of the Lisa Ariana stamps. I've actually had it for quite some time, and I used it a couple of years ago. But this is one of their sentiment kits, and in their sentiment kits, it has sentiments for different occasions. It doesn't have to just be. It's not like just Christmas or just birthdays. So it has lots of different nice sentiments. So I bet Gail is exhausted. All right, so I am going to stamp this out. And I was doing this, the focus is that this is a quick to mass produce so that you can do your Christmas cards. Maybe you could even sit with your grandchildren, children, husband, anybody, and do these cards. Take a couple of hours out of your day and do these cards. So that was my idea. Let me try to, I've got so much stuff here. Let me move it so I can get in frame. And I hope I am in frame. Okay. So I'm just, my Misty's just a little bit warped. I don't know why, but I cannot get on my crafting page. It's really weird. It's like, I don't know. See if it'll let me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. Now, it has a edge here, and I noticed that if you get it, well, it's hard to line it up a little bit. You don't want it to be off the paper too much. So here we go. Sorry, I was kind of taking some time because I was trying to get into my account. And for some reason, things always work out crazy. All right, so I am using my Stays On ink here. And I am going to do this image a couple of different ways, just to show you that you can use the supplies that you have on hand. You don't have to go and buy like the latest stamp, the latest product. Just use whatever you have on hand. So I'm going to show you this stamp in a couple of different mediums. Well, really, it's all watercoloring, but a couple of different kinds of products. Because I know that crafters tend to buy everything, and it's you don't really need to. So this is a smaller card. This is the A2 size card. Now, you could do this as a 5x7 card or a 6x6 card, whatever you want. I feel like when we do this 6x6 cards, I tend to make them a lot fancier because there's more real estate to work with. And so this is a smaller card so that you could send this out for 41, or I guess I must be way behind time because I don't think postage is 41 cents anymore. I think it's, is it 55 cents? I just mailed a letter, so I should know. I think it's 55 cents. So if you're mailing out Christmas cards, you don't want to have to spend a lot of extra money. And also, if you're mass producing Christmas cards, you don't want to take a long time getting them done. All right, so I used my stays on. And then what I'm going to do is take, the only bad thing about this live is I'm going to use my embossing gun, my heat gun, and it does make a lot of noise. Sorry about that. I guess they all do. You know what? I made a mistake here. I took this off before I used my embossing. I don't know if I can line it up again. Oh, Lordy. See? I made a boo-boo there. I took it off before I had it all lined up. So I do not know if I'm going to get it lined up the same way or not. I may have to start this one over again. We shall see. We're going to go with it. It's okay. Because I'm going to emboss it. You're not going to see the little double lines. Let's pretend I didn't make that mistake. But if you did, carry on. Don't throw it all out. You know, just kind of go with it. All right. So I'm going to take my embossing powder, and I am using actually it's holographic, so it's sort of clear. 6x6, 70 cents when you post a 5x5. It is, my 6x6 cost me 71 cents when I mailed it, and it was actually quite heavy because it was puffed up. It had a lot of stuff on it. I thought that was a bargain myself, actually. I didn't think it was that bad. But if you're mailing out a lot of Christmas cards, you probably don't want to spend 70, 75 cents per card to mail it out after you spent all that money making it as well. I mean, I might be wrong. Maybe you got money to burn. Actually, I always pay for mailing out my cards because they're always so heavy. But I just thought it'd be nice to do something a little simpler. So I'll move this kind of off camera. I don't want you guys to, I don't want to deafen you. All right, now this one has a little bit of double lines because, like I said, I did kind of mess up a little bit taking off my stamp before I had it lined up. That's okay. You make mistakes when you are crafting. All right, so on this first card, I am going to use my, I guess they're called Spectrum Noirs. Well, I don't know. You know, they're from Crafter Companions. The Spectrum Noir sparkle pins. So I'm going to use my Spectrum Noir sparkle pins to watercolor this. And it comes out, it's really pretty when it comes out. It's looking, I thought I had another green pen, but I don't see it. All right, so what I am going to do is just take this. And I'm using just a simple, one of these brushes, but I'm not really using the water in here. I'm using the water in this little baby jar. So, just give it a shake. Shake, shake, shake. And, so you just, unfortunately, because I'm on camera, you're not going to see, it is so pretty. It comes out so nice and shiny. And you're actually not going to get to see all that. because I don't think the camera picks up shine, glitter real well. But it does come out really shiny. And you don't have to use the red. You could use any color you have. You could, not everybody has. I have this little set that I've had it forever. Well, maybe like 3 years. But some people, you know, sometimes you might only have, you might have a gold or a clear. If you have a clear, you could just use regular watercolors and then put this over the top. But as this dries, it just dries so nice and shiny. It's so pretty as it dries. I love it. So I'm just, and I know I'm going kind of quick. Sorry. Yes, Sparkalicious. Really, the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, they're beautiful. Now, I don't buy them all that often because they're pretty pricey. But I got these when they were on sale. Like I said, I've had them for a long time. But I'm just pulling the color out, just like you do when you watercolor. Just pulling it out. And I may go back in again and put a little bit, I'm sorry, darker color. I've had a cold, so I apologize. Sorry, goodness. Anyway, anybody have any questions or anything exciting going on? I know last time we were talking about preparing for Thanksgiving and what kind of foods you were going to serve. I went and got my Thanksgiving supplies today. And of course I did forget a few things, but I've got a couple of days to go back and get it. I'm having an open house at my classroom for the campus, so I also have to go get the food for that. So what are you guys up to? You can scribble, yeah, you can scribble on a tile and pick it up too. That is true, you can do that. I just, quick and easy on this card. Actually, I have a glass mat, and I could do it on my glass mat, which I've done that before. But, I don't know. Today, I'm just doing it this way. Now, I have a little bit of double line going on in the image, but, oh well. Mistakes happen. Sorry. Should have brought cough drops down here. Okay. Let me just ask my son to go get me a cough drop. I'll be right back. Hey, Logan. Can you go get some cough drops from Steve? Okay. He's going to go get me some cough drops. Sorry. So sorry. Okay. Now, I'm going to go in with the green. So I'm just going to rinse off. I'm just rinsing off, and I am going in with my green. And, oh, shake, shake, shake. Right? Shake, shake, shake. Except I think that makes the camera go crazy. So I'm just going in. And then I have paper that I've cut for my mat. Just kind of going over. As this dries, it does become really, really just beautiful. And I'm going to go over the red just a little bit more. Sweetheart, they're on top of his dresser. You know, husbands never know where things are at. Have you found that out? He's the one that put the cough drops on top of the dresser. He's the one that bought them. Kind of funny. Anyway, it sort of looks like a mess as you're working on it, but when you get done, I think it's a pretty, the poinsettia is very pretty, I think. So I'm just kind of blending it. And this is really quick. This is a quick card. Not everything has to be all elaborate. Some things can just be quick. Now, where the embossing powder's at, of course, it's not taking any color. So keep that in mind. And so I am just going in with another. This one is, does it tell you on these? I don't know. Oh, this one's called Solar Red. So I'm just going in the middle. I'm going to pull that out. And I'm just going to kind of go around this a little bit because I want to have a little variation. So I'm just going to pull it. It looks so flat, but when it dries, it's just amazing. Just pull that over here. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. Cough drops to the rescue. Okay. Of course, those are actually not the cough drops. Those are the throat lozenges. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm going to dry this with my heat gun. Just a little bit. Okay, as you use the heat gun, then the shine starts coming out. And that's I just love it. Okay, and then I'm going to go in and do my little berries over here. And then we'll assemble this card. And I do have a bit of a double line going on, but accidents happen, and you know, you just kind of got to work with it. I'm just trying to add a little bit of dimension there, just a little bit. Okay. One more time. I do wish you could see how shiny it is, but you cannot on the camera, I don't think. But it really is shiny. Okay, here's my green. I see a few places to kind of go in a little bit more. I'm going to dry it one more time. Sorry. So Sharon thought it was already Thanksgiving here. Next week. We don't want to rush it too soon. All right. So on this image, we're going to put a sentiment. And we're just keeping it simple. And I'm going to trim it a little bit. I actually like it in pink better. I did it in pink. See, I did it earlier. And I did it in pink. I like the pink better than the red. And I also thought about doing it in blue. Because I saw some beautiful blue paper with a poinsettia on it. A blue poinsettia. I just thought it was lovely. So I'm going to go ahead and mat this. And this is the paper I'm using. It has red cardinals on it. I thought that was really appropriate for Christmas. Of course, we cover it all up, so you don't really get to see the paper. You just see the edge. That's okay. I'm using art glitter glue. Whoop. Can you hear the water above? Sorry. Oh, I saw that you said hungover, and I'm like, what? Then I realized you're talking about your side effects from your medication. Now this is watercolor paper, so it makes it harder for the glue to stick. So that's the only thing. And I already did my card bases. And they've got a lot of sparkle on them because I was experimenting earlier. And so I'm just gonna, like so. Then we'll do the sentiment. I think we'll do the next one in pink because I think the pink is prettier than this one myself. See, I think the pink, see, this is the pink. I just think that's prettier. Okay, so we're going to do a sentiment, and then we're going to move on and call this one that will go in the bin and not be sent to anybody. Okay, so I have my sentiment, and I am looking for my Misty, which this is the most wonderful invention there is, I think, is the Misty. All right, so, and really, I guess we could have waited. Let's wait. Let's go ahead and move on and do another one, and then we'll do the sentiments. How's that? Because I don't like that one. That one is not my favorite. Okay, so let's do this one. Let's do it again. And this time we're going to do it in pink. So, let's put it here. Sorry. I wouldn't have minded, but the morphine didn't take the pain away. Ooh. I don't do good on morphine myself. I am, yeah, I have problems with that. I can't use, lidocaine. I'm allergic to lidocaine. And so when I have to have surgery, they have to use, or when I have to have dental work, anything, they have to use something else. And sort of something called, I think, bendocaine. And so it doesn't numb quite as well. So I really dread getting any work done. Very much so. Okay. Something like this. Now this one I'm going to use gold embossing powder. I just think it's so pretty. One more time here. What did Gail say to do? I want to be a dog in a loving family. Is that what Gail said? Hi, Linda. How are you? I didn't like the first version of my card, so I'm doing another one. I might come back to that one, but I'm doing a different one. I like the pink better. See, I just think the pink is prettier. So, I'm going to do it over again. Okay. That's about as good as... Up. We are not moving it. I started to do the exact same thing. Moving it before I was ready. This is Distress embossing ink that I actually bought by mistake. I thought it was, I guess I didn't read it, and I thought it was gray. And it was embossing ink. And when I opened it, I was like, why is it all white? I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Then I realized it was not gray, but embossing. You know, and I was a reading teacher for about... Oh, do you hear Kyra? Yes, she's upstairs crying. She's with my husband. She's not feeling too good. Okay. I hope I got that on there nicely. She has double ear infections and a sinus infection. And so she's not feeling too good tonight. She and I went to the doctor together. So I was very happy they took us both in. I didn't know if they would do that. You know, if I would have to take her in and then find somebody to watch her so I could go, but they took us both in, and so we're both on antibiotics. But they have me on steroids, so I'm getting better, I think, quicker than she is, which I hate. But I think that they're going to put tubes in her ears. She has constant ear infections. Kind of common with babies, I think. For my son, when he got the tubes in his ears, it was like a miracle. I mean, it just really, it was unbelievable how much it helped him. Now, I do take let me find a brush, and brush off my excess powder. Yeah. Well, that didn't work. I dropped my brush. Okay. I do like kind of wipe it off a little bit so that I have an embossing buddy that I could use, but I didn't think about it. So right this moment. All right, I like this one better already. See how it turns? I love how it turns. I guess embossing powder is plastic, pieces of plastic. And so it melts. And I love watching it as it melts and changes. Oh, if I see a place that needs another zap. All right, so this one we're going to do in pink, and we are going to use, I hate these things that we're going to use. I bought them and now I dislike them, but we're going to use them. I think I have the wrong lid there. Yeah, we're going to use them. I'm going to use chameleon pins. I have this set of chameleon pins and I don't like it. But we are going to use it. And so I am going to pull out a couple of the colors. I got these a couple of years ago, and see, they're supposed to have, it's supposed to be the nib, and then it's supposed to have the like a, see, a bullet tip. I don't know. I don't like them, but we're gonna use them. I mean, they came out okay on this card. I just, I don't know. I don't know why I don't like them. They don't do like they say they do, where the color is supposed to do like this try thing. See, if you're supposed to take it and, let me do it right. Like this, and you're supposed to hold it like this, and it's picking up the blending. See, it pulls it out, but I don't think it, I don't know, I don't think it, I just don't think it does a great job. But I mean, it looked okay on that card, so we're going with it. Okay, so I'm just pulling it out. I mean, I guess it does kind of graduate the color, but it's an awful lot. You can blend for small amounts, but not big. Yes, that is true. Small amount of space. See, it's already starting to you know. See, it's already starting to... I just didn't care for them. But I have them, and I know a lot of people have these things. And, you know, you might as well use them. So that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to show you, use the things that you have. Don't go out and buy new things. So I'm just going over this again. And I'm doing my thing. And I'm using 2 different reds to try to shade it a little bit. See, it's funny that it's so much darker, but anyway. But I love it with the gold. There you go. So who's having turkey and who's having ham? My husband always wants ham, but it doesn't seem like Thanksgiving to me. Yeah, the nib does get damaged very, very, very easily. Oop, I missed that. What's the fun in what? I missed that part of the conversation. Because my phone, I can't get my other phone to connect to my account. I don't know why. So what did I miss? Not fun in what? Don't go buy new things. What's the... Oh, madness. Oh. Well, go buy digi images and stamps, but don't constantly buy new products and stuff. Use up what you have. Like I bought these, and I have not been using them because I don't like them. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to use them on my Christmas cards this year. And we're going to make a card. We're going to do this one to the finish because I didn't do the other one because I just didn't like it. The double image bugged me. I should have started over from the beginning. Okay, so I'm going a little bit lighter. Just a little bit. And then this one, I'm actually going to put something over the top of this to make it shiny. So I was kind of experimenting. This time of the year, I would suggest, though, if, you know, you could lay off buying craft supplies this time of the year and save your money for... you know, other things, all the bills from Christmas, right? And oh my gosh, just buying Thanksgiving dinner is insane. I couldn't believe my bill today. Of course, I had to buy diapers and oh my gosh, baby food and all that stuff's so expensive. But soon we're going to start doing potty training, which I don't know how that'll go. When my kids were little, I had a book and I taped their pictures. There was Ella the elephant learning how to use the toilet, but I changed it and I put my son's picture, and then when I would read it, I would insert his name. And I did the same thing with my daughter. And both of them learned how to use the bathroom very quickly. It was wonderful. But my son found that when he was a teenager. He found that book with his picture taped all the way through it. He was not happy. Yeah. But I never showed it to anybody. I could have showed it to like his girlfriend or his wife, somebody. But I never embarrassed him in that way. But I think I'll do the same thing with my little Kyra, that I will get a book and I will put her picture all the way through and teach her that way. My son loved it when I would read that story while he was in the bathroom, so I think I'll try that when I potty train again. I thought it was a good way. I think now you could even buy books where they just do that, but you know. Maybe somebody stole my idea and got rich. So I'm just kind of going back and forth between the 2 greens, trying to give it a little bit of shading and dimension here. These don't really, like I said, I really don't like these. But I bought them, and by gosh, I'm going to use them up. Because I hate wasting my money. And I do feel like these are a waste of money. I don't know. Have you heard of anybody that likes these things? Your cats get gifts. My dad is the last family member to buy an actual... Aw. Aw. Well, we've got kids and grandkids, so we have to get lots of gifts, but we have to be conservative too, because we, you know, live in kind of a rural area. Not a ton of money to be made here. But Caleb wants something that's expensive for Christmas, and I don't think I can get that for him. He's wanting a PlayStation. I think that's what it's called. But I don't think that's going to happen. But he has been worked hard in school this year, so I'm kind of torn about whether to do it or not. We're going to go get pictures taken with Santa tomorrow. So I got them little, you know, t-shirts and stuff to wear. So it should be fun. Okay. So here we go. Now see, I like that better with the, I love it with the gold. Okay, so now I have, this is that pixie dust. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm probably shaking my camera. This is that pixie dust. Why don't you like the pins? I don't like them because they're supposed to like you could have them dark, and then when you put them in this barrel here, when you touch them together and then you color, it's supposed to be lighter, and it really doesn't do it. It just doesn't do it like they advertise. I think they were kind of a waste of money. I think just using your regular markers and shading does better than this. Okay, so I'm just putting this around. I'm not, I'm just going to use my brush and smear it around. I got to get the right brush. And this makes it shiny. Now you can mix this in with your paint if you want, but see, it makes it shiny. I'll hold it up to the camera. I don't know if you can see it or not. But I just think, oh, I think this is so pretty. It gets everywhere. This is liquid pixie dust. I have another kind that I like even better by Reese that I used the other night. This, oh my gosh, this makes it have a really nice, I don't know if you can see it or not, a really nice sheen. I mean, it's really sparkly. Let me dry it and see if that will make it show up better. Okay, so you see, I think it has such a nice sparkle. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it does. It has a nice sparkle. And you don't have to use very much. You got to give it a good shake. But I love it. Okay, so now we're going to put this one together, because I do not like that other one whatsoever. And I have to find my card base that I have. All right. Yeah, I just did not like that other one. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm going to cut this down just a little bit. Dawn, with hers, I think she has a different one than I have. She's able to measure out like 1/8 of an inch. But mine doesn't have measurements where you need them at. And I guess, let me see if I could do it from... I don't know. Yeah, mine doesn't have measurements where I can do that. I wish it did, because I'd like to do just like 1/8 of an inch. But mine does not have that. I asked my husband to please get me a new one for my birthday, and I'm hoping, but I don't know, because I didn't know if he could find it. I don't know. He hasn't asked me any questions, so I think he must have forgotten that I asked for that. So if he doesn't get it for my birthday, I'll go get it and say it's from him. There we go. So I'm just putting it down, and I am going to take a piece of paper and just put it over the top so I can push it down better. The Fallen Snow Glitter from Brutus Monroe has been what I have used. The Pixie Dust is nice too. The Fallen Snow Glitter Glaze. Ooh, I haven't looked at that. I'll have to look and see. I just got the Pixie Dust not long ago because I really like this other product, but it's pretty pricey. I like this one from Brie Reese, and it does the same type of thing. And I have it in a gold and a red also. Okay, so all right. So now we're gonna put this on our card. I've got glitter everywhere. And we are going to do our sentiment because I did not do the sentiment on the last one. I'm just trying to find where did I put my sentiment, because I said, oh no, I'm not doing that one. I didn't like it. So let me see. You know, I can't read upside down is my problem. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's do the sentiment and then we'll assemble the card. And then we're going to do the next one. We'll try it in a pink. And I'm using a different product for it too. So, I am just taking my Stays On ink. And I'm going to use my Misty because I don't want to have to do this 5 or 6 times. But I got to see, where did I set my Misty down at? Oh, here it is. I'm in a teeny tiny room, so things can't really disappear that easily. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this in here. You keep freezing? Oh, really? Have you gone out and come back in? A lot of times when the picture's freezing, if you go out and come back in, that makes all the difference. So you could give that a try. Because it's not freezing here on me. Crafter's Companion have liquid glitter, same as the pins. So pretty. Oh, they do? I have to look. Who said that? Oh, Sharon? Yeah, I haven't seen that. So some products aren't as popular here in the States. You don't know about them. They have a bigger selection in England than they do here. I don't know why. I noticed on their website they're listing a lot of products that we could get. So, I was just trying one more time. See, when I try to get on to my site, it just kind of like goes away. Yeah, see, it just kind of goes away. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so this says Joyful Wishes. Joyful Wishes. And I'm going to get my trusty scissors. I bought some pretty ribbon today for when I do my next live. I thought I would use it. And you know what? I could have embossed this too, actually, in gold. That probably would have been prettier than doing it in black. Too bad I didn't think about that before doing this. But you know what? It's only paper. Let's do it one more time. Let's emboss it in gold. Let's go ahead and stamp it one time and then emboss it in the gold. Oh, see, I'm right there with you, Fatima. I love paper from the UK. It is so much better than our paper. Our paper is so thin. Oh my gosh, I love it from the UK. And I just think it's so pretty, and most of it's one-sided, which is kind of nice. I always feel like I'm wasting one side of the paper if I don't, you know, when you don't use it. I always feel kind of bad about that. All right, so I'm just going to emboss this one. There we go. And just put the extra back in. And this is Stampin' Up! Embossing powder. I don't know if it's actually gold or copper. I've had it for a long time. This is from when I used to sell Stampin' Up! In, oh, it's antique gold. But it's a darker gold. That's why I thought. I wasn't sure if it was gold or copper. Something satisfying about watching it melt. I don't know why, but I love that. Oh, silly, I know. But I love watching it turn. Okay. And I'm just using the watercolor paper because it's a different texture, and I didn't want my sentiment to be stamped on like a different paper. Okay. Let's see if I can get this to line up. Oops. And I'm a little haphazard tonight. This came to me while I was sort of not sleeping, sort of sleeping, sort of not sleeping last night. I thought, you know what? I got to do my Christmas cards, and probably other people have to do their Christmas cards. So let's do something where it's something simple instead of always doing things that are lengthy and complicated. All right, now this, again, we're trying not to have to spend a lot of money on postage, so we're keeping it a little bit flatter. Let me put this back in frame so you can kind of see it. I am just looking for a black piece of paper. Oh, I know what I could use. I'm going to use a scrap. I think I'm going to add this to it. I save all my scraps that I use. I don't know if you guys do that or not. I'm sure you do. I put everything in a envelope like this. See, and I have it labeled. And I keep all my scraps in a filing, like a little filing system that I have. And then I use them and use them and use them until there's no paper left. Now, I really am fighting propping this up because I like my stuff propped up. But we said that we were going to have a flat card so it's easier to mail. And so that's what we're doing, a flat card. And really I didn't have to make a card, I guess. I just wanted to show you how to use the image with whatever you have already. So, and then I already did my card base. Or not my card base, my card. So I'm just going to ink this up. Or not ink this up. Oh my God. Glue this up. You know, the other day I was telling you guys stories about my students. And 3 of them were listening. They told me the next day in class that they had heard. All right. So that's a little crooked. But anyway. So here it is with... And you can kind of, I don't know, can you see this sparkle? I don't know if you can see it or not. But just a simple card. You do not have to do all that coloring that we do. You know, we've all been coloring with our Copics a lot lately. And it's wonderful. But you don't have to do all that. You can do other things. So this is, this one was with the chameleons. And then I used the pixie dust. Okay, so now I'm going to do it again, and I am going to use my Tombows. So, and then I had, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. I had another card I was going to make with a different background and a snowman. Okay, so I'm going to use my Tombows this time. Which I like those a little bit better. Well, I guess a lot better than these chameleons. Now, the chameleons do come with this, called a detail pen. But, I don't know. It doesn't work so well for me. I guess I say to the chameleons. But I'm going to use these things up. I'm not going to let my money go to waste. Do you guys ever do that? Do you ever buy a product? You don't really like it, but You don't want your money to go to waste either. So by gosh, you're going to use it. All right, so I'm just laying that down. And I am going to get my ink again. This is my Stays On. And then I am also going to emboss this one, but I'm going to use this holographic. Although I love it with the gold. I'll be honest, I think that is so pretty. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. I feel kind of, I don't know. It's been so long since I have done something other than coloring that I feel out of practice. And maybe I should have, you know, not just seen it in my head, but practiced a little bit more. But this is what I'm going to do for my, you know, I might gussy it up a little bit, but this is what I'm going to do for my Christmas cards. I will take my time. I'm kind of flying through it a little bit because I know on the lives, you guys have lives and you want to do something else. And it's a Friday night, but, you know. Now, next week, normally I do a live on Wednesday night, but it's right before Thanksgiving. So, I probably won't do one that evening, but maybe I'll do one at a different time in the week to kind of make up for it, because I have an image I want to color and do, you know, with you guys. So. Okay. Now see, my Misty is a little bit warped. That's why I have to go over this so many times. See, it's not not quite getting my image. So, of course I'm sitting down, and, you know, maybe if I stood up it would be better. All right, so I'm going to put the Distress ink over the top. The embossing, the Distress ink, embossing ink. And then I'm going to put my embossing powder on this one. Probably driving you guys crazy with all the heat gun. But anyway, sorry. Now this one, I thought I would do a little bit of glitter also on the back underneath. We'll see. See what you guys think. All right. Now sometimes embossing powder goes bad, so if you're not getting a good, if it's not coming out crisp, you might need to replace your embossing powder. And also sometimes it's not your embossing powder, it's your embossing ink. I had ink and all my images were coming out really bad, and it was my ink. It wasn't my embossing powders. I just love this this holographic one. Oh my gosh, I love it. It gives it different colors. I just think it's so pretty. All right, so I'm going to use my Tombows. They're kind of falling out here on me. And I love these Tombows. They're really nice. And I bought them because I saw Dawn using them all the time. See? I spent quite a bit of money on them. But I love them. If I can get my box open. That's kind of funny. There we go. I do love them. I think they're just so nice to use. All right. So, See, they're just so pretty. Okay. I'm just, now I'm not going to go as fast because really, you don't get a good image when you go too fast. So I'm just putting a little bit of color out, just a little bit, not a lot. And then I'm going to take my water and my brush. We'll use this one. And just kind of pull it out. See, just pull it out. Just like that. See, it just, oh, I just think it, I like this so much more than the chameleon pins. But if you like them, sorry, somebody calling just in the middle of a live. I hope that didn't disconnect you guys. I'll have to look and see if there's any messages, if you're still getting my, we do enable each other a lot. Because I tell you what, I have bought more digi images in the last 2 or 3 months than I have in ages. Because every time I see somebody do a live with a digi image, and then I'm like, well, I want that digi image now. So it's terrible. So we do enable each other a lot. It's so funny. And then we actually like some of the, so much of the same things. I know I have bought so many of the same ones, and then Dawn's doing a live on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have that image. I think it's so funny. But there's so many great images out there. And I love stamps. It's just that, you know, you got to pay for shipping, and you got to wait for it to come. And I actually, the digi images, it's so instant. Because sometimes when I buy a stamp, then I forget that why I wanted it so bad when it finally comes in. But with a digi image, it's immediate. And so, you know, you can make a card right away with it. What I do is I save them in folders by the artist on my hard drive. So that way I, in the future, can look through and find them and use them a second or third or however many times I want to use them. And sometimes you forget about an artist and how much you like them. So see, I love the Tombows. Now see, I just didn't even use any extra color on that. I'll come back and add a little bit. But see, it's so much nicer. You can shade and pull your color out. I don't know. See this, I like this. I just think this is so much prettier. Now I use the this holographic, but I have done this with gold. I've done it with black. I've done it with red. And that's what I do when I mass produce these. I just use all the different embossing powders I have, so that they all look a little bit different from each other. And maybe I'll make the sentiments, different sentiments. I don't necessarily make them all the same. But what I often do is I print them out on my computer, so I can just quickly kind of mass produce those too. There we go. So I think this is so pretty. The embossing powder makes it just like so shiny. Yes, instant gratification with the digitals. It really is. I love them. And then you can make them the size you want, depending on like the die or how you want to cut them, how you want to do things. So it does make it nice. Now you could use a regular paintbrush on this. I just find that these little cheapy brushes work pretty good. And you can put water in these too, but you can't, to me, you can't control the water very much. So they're not really necessarily the way I like to use them. Sorry. So I'm just coming back around. I probably should dry. You know, every time we have a live, I do a live, something terrible happens in my neighborhood. Maybe I'm cursing everybody. We had a shooting just a street over, and they haven't released any information. The police are there, the FBI are there. It's all marked off. I imagine the person must be dead, the way it's all marked off. And then we had a tragedy that very heartbreaking, so I won't talk about it. The time before, it's just like constantly, every time I'm on a live. Maybe, hope I'm not cursing my neighborhood here. Okay, so I am using the green, and I'm actually going to use, let's see if I'm going to use 2 or just 1 color. We'll see. See, the tombos are just so nice. I just think the ink that's in them is beautiful. And I have watercolor paints, and I like mine. But I actually think the tombos are maybe prettier because the colors are deeper. So you can just pull it out like that. I just think, oh, it comes out so pretty. There we go. Now, if you put too much water, you can always take a paper towel and sop some of it up. Just pull it out. So pretty. And then as it dries, it just looks so nice. Go back in there a little bit. There we go. I don't know, color brings everything to life. I love watching the lives when people are coloring. I think it makes the images just come to life. And the same thing with doing this. It just kind of comes to life. I love that. So pretty. I was going to experiment on a background. Then I always think, should I do that on a live? But I was wanting to try something. And it's not with this type of flower. It's just with another image. Something different, something for fun. Okay. So, see, it just looks so pretty, doesn't it? And then you can go in here, do your berries. Now those I'm not adding any water to. But you could, if you wanted to. But I am not. Just going in, and going in my middle. There you go. And now you can even, if you want to, you know, you could go in with another color. If you wanted to add a little bit more dimension, you could do it. See, just like you do really with your markers. Really, you can do that. This kind of defines it a little bit. And just bring it out a little bit. See? I don't want it too wet. There we go. See, just kind of, I think it just makes it pop. If you add a little bit more color. It's just like with the markers, when you go over it a second time, it just comes out so much prettier. Might be my imagination, but I do think, see, it just, I don't know, looks prettier. And over here, and this one's a little light, see? So pull the colors out. Now, I said that, you know, you're mass producing. It's still pretty quick. This didn't take us very long. Now see, I like that. I think that, I just love that look. Now this was with the chameleons, you know, and then we put the Dixie or pixie dust over the top. And this is with the tombos. I just think that's so pretty. All right, so now I am going to cut this down just a smidgen. Just a smidge. And I wish I could measure it out like Dawn does, but mine does not have that capability. And what I'm going to do is put this with a piece of paper, and we're going to put as a mat. I have all this cut beside me. I just have to pull the right piece of paper. That's not it. Okay, here we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take my Tombow glue, and I have some glitter, and I couldn't find my double-sided adhesive tape, which is what I normally use. But this worked okay. I was experimenting earlier, and it worked fine. So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm putting quite a bit. I probably don't have to put that much, but I am. Looks so messy, doesn't it? If anybody saw how these cards are before we give them to them, they probably wouldn't be too impressed. And I don't think there's glue over here. You want to make sure that you have glue everywhere. Actually, you could take a brayer and make sure, but the double-sided tape works better. All right, so I'm just putting glitter around, and this is going to be a mat. Of course, I could have just bought glitter paper, right? But, you know, what's the fun? So, of course, I glued my paper down. Okay. There we go. Looks like a big mess. I think it comes out pretty. And there we go. Just like that. And then like this. Okay, so there we go. And I think that some people, they like to, gotta use all the glitter we have. Yes, we do. We need, you know, I try not to hoard. I really try not to hoard, because I feel like I keep my supplies around a little too long. And that's sad. You buy them because you want to give them to people. So it's kind of, you want to give them pretty cards. So I was just cutting that down again. Hi there, Piper. My little dog's come to visit. He's not happy because we're not letting him have the run of the house anymore. But he's gotten older, so he's having little accidents. So we keep him kind of in the non-carpeted areas. So there we go. And then I like to use a paper over the top to make sure I can. Actually, when I'm doing this, if I wasn't doing it in a live, I would set a book on top so it would dry nice and flat, because the watercolor paper tends to buckle up. And this is Strathmore watercolor paper. So there you go. I just think it's so pretty. All right, and then I'm just gonna put this on my card, and then we'll do our sentiment. Then I'm gonna do my, I guess I'll experiment. I don't know whether I should do it or not. Do you guys think I should try a different kind of background with as an experiment? See how it goes on my final card. So I just think this is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I love the pink. It's my favorite color. So I just think that's so pretty, so shiny. Ooh. All right, so my sentiment is just the same sentiment I had for the other one. And I would put it right up top. I won't put it on because you already saw it, but this one's my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna experiment. Okay, it could be a failure. I don't know, but we'll try it. Let's be bold, and you know, maybe a card for a kid. If you have to do a card for or just somebody more fun-natured. So let's experiment and try a different background. I'm going to use actually I'm going to use this water reactive, and I also have the well, I'm not going to use that one, but I have the Tim Holtz Ranger. So let's try it. We'll try. And I actually have a glass mat off to the side somewhere. Like I said, my craft room is teeny tiny, so I shouldn't be searching like I am for things, but I am searching here. Didn't know where I put it at. Couldn't have gone too far. Let me look over here real quick. Oh well, I don't see it. Okay, so let's let's try this and see how it works. I have this. All right, so first I'm going to stamp. I was going to do a snowman, which I still think the snowman's awful cute. I'm trying to decide between, see, the tree will be pretty small, whereas my snowman is bigger. So, hi Debbie. So I don't know. Should I do snowman or should I do Christmas tree? Well, we'll do the Christmas tree. We'll do that. Okay. So let me get my Misty. I'm actually going to have to fussy cut real quick because the snowman I already had fussy cut a masking, but that's okay. All right. So let's just do this, and I'm going to use my Stays On again. And this is also a Unity stamp that I'm using. This is from, I think it's from one of the old Kit of the Months, actually. This one, oh, you know what? It's a grab bag. That's what it was. It was one that I had gotten in one of their grab bags. And it's got words. It says joy, hope. I think it says joy, hope, peace, and believe. And I actually hadn't used it, so it's kind of, see? It's good to use the things we have. All right. So there we go. And I am going to stamp this on some masking paper. I think this is my masking. Yep, this is my masking paper. And I'm going to stamp it, and then I'll just fussy cut it out real quick. Now, you could use your scan and cut when you're fussy cutting. And this, see, I don't need a good image or anything. So I'm just going to take it like it is, and then we'll fussy cut it. And we'll play with the background. No promises how this one's going to turn out. But, you know, it's fun to experiment. Now this one, kind of cutting it. I hope it's going to be okay, because it doesn't really have a defined edge. You can use something other than masking paper. You can use little yellow stickies. There's all sorts of things you can use. It's just that I happen to have had this for quite some time, and I just keep using it. I mean, I like it. It's kind of convenient. Okay. And then I save it and for another project. Okay. And it just, Now I could have done this in a different color. I should have done it in green. Wasn't thinking. Green would have been better because that's the color of a Christmas tree, isn't it? The only thing about this masking paper is hard to tear it apart. Oh my goodness. Hi, Sandra. Gosh, we got all sorts of people on. I'm so, because I can't see my messages unless I kind of stand up, you know. Okay, it's not covering it perfectly, but it's good enough because we're just experimenting anyway. And this is the watercolor paper. And so I am going to just, and you know what? I haven't actually tried these inks either in this fashion. I've used them, but not in this fashion. So it's an experiment all the way around. And I don't know, maybe that's not a good thing. And I'm just going to spray it with water. Just a little bit. Well, that's a lot of bit. Okay. I'm just going to dab it. Oh, yeah. A little bit. I probably should have used more water or more color. See? Just putting it on. In fact, I think I'll add a little bit more. My ink pads, when I got them, were a little dried. And I probably should have sent them back, but I didn't. But for this, I mean, I'm reviving it with water anyway, so it's okay. All right. So now let's take another one. Let's go with a blue. See the difference? A lot more ink on this one than on those. They're not all dried out, but a couple of them were dried out when I got them. Just kind of do like that. Okay. Yeah. I'm really not into this messier look, but when I see other people do it, I think, oh, how pretty. See, and a little bit more over there. All right, let me dry it just a little bit. So now let's put on, let's do this color. And I'm kind of, see, there's just not a lot of ink on it, see? Let's kind of mix it in there. And give it another spray. But I don't see my spray. I don't know. Well, we'll do it like this. See if I can get, yeah, I don't know what I did with my spray. Okay. Oh, I know what we'll do. Like this. Of course, now I see it. Here comes Piper again. I hear him coming in. Okay. We're almost done. Almost have this color all over. And then we are going to, I hope it comes out okay. Because my Santa kind of smeared a bit. Even though I was using the right ink. I thought I was using the right ink. Maybe I wasn't. Okay, one more color. Let's put in a little bit more turquoisey color. Let's see. Here we go. Hi, Piper. I would show you him, but I don't think I could fit him up underneath here. He's awful little, but he's only 5 pounds. He's a little rescue dog. We've had him for quite a few years now. I just love him. Now see, there's so much more ink here. I don't know why those pads don't have more ink on them. Okay, trying to get this totally covered so that we can move on to the next step. Now this you could do with your kids, and man, they'd have some fun. All right. Let me dry it. And I'm going to add some more purple to it. The blues have kind of blended together. Let's see if one of these works better. Now see, this one's got more ink. See that? See, this one's got ink on it. I bought a whole package of them, and really this is the only one out of all of them that has ink. The others do not. It's kind of disappointing in a way, but like I said, I should have sent them back, but I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to just smear this down. Yeah, there we go. I wanted to fill it in. Then we will take it off, and we will... Yeah, I like having a little bit of purple in there. We'll see how it does. This one may be a fail. I don't know. I was just experimenting. Have some fun on a Friday night. Okay, I like the colors. We see if our little tree is okay or not. Now see, the Santa Claus I was going to, or not Santa Claus, the snowman I was going to paint. But this is a tree. So I didn't think about that. See? Like Dawn says, my head is a scary place. So we're going to just use watercolor on it. And see if it'll come out okay. Okay, so we're just gonna, you know, I think the snowman probably would have been better because, you know, you would painted it. I don't know. I think the snowman might have been a little bit better, but that's okay. I'm not done. I still have one more thing I wanted to do to this, and then I'll mat it. I think I'll just kind of put a little bit more green. Seems a little light. Pull it out a little bit more. There we go. I was just experimenting, just wanted to see about the background, so. Okay, and so then the last thing I'm going to do is to put some snowflakes around, and then we'll mat it. And let me get my... Let's see if this will work. I don't know. I was going to use dark blue, but I think this is too dark to use dark blue. Yeah, that's not showing up. Okay, well, we'll try the dark blue. We'll see. Let's see if it shows up. Yeah, it shows up. And this is one I would not send anybody. I think I'd put it in the bin, but like I said, we were just experimenting. Maybe use lighter colors on it, I think. Would probably be better. I just kind of thought I'd see how it worked. And then, you know, you don't know until you try something. I think it would be better with the snowman image, but oh well. I like the colors though. I do like the purples and stuff. I mean, I do think it's got pretty colors. Now it's a little bit wet. Just anyway, just wanted to see how it would look. It's a little bit wet, so my card ink, paint, whatever is kind of getting all over everything. And it's really quiet upstairs. I hope my kids are okay and my husband. Not used to it being that quiet. Okay, let me give it a press. All right. So there we go. So it was just kind of to play with. Things that I might do different is maybe use white for the snowflakes. Use white maybe. But anyway, it was just for fun, just to see what we could do. So here we go. I love the pink. I think it looks the best. So there we go. So I had kind of experimented earlier just to see how the glue would stick. So anyway, so there we go. That's my images for tonight. And some fun. And I thank you guys for joining me. I think if you cut the image out and popped it up, it would really look great. I love the background. You know, I think popping up would look better. But my idea tonight was just to keep things flat for mailing, for mass producing cards. But in my opinion, I would cut this out. I would have put a black mat around it to pop it up. And I would have, like done another one of these and put it on top so it was popped up like, I think like you're saying. And I think it would look better. But, you know, I just wanted to see how the background would work. Because I actually hadn't done this kind of background with the water. I mean, I think the colors are pretty. I might go with lighter colors, but it's just what I had on hand. This is a really rural area, and it's hard to get, like, inks at the last minute. And then these were, they look so pretty, but they were dried out. And they're brand new, really. And only one of them was good out of, I think I got 6. And only one, just this one, has ink that is usable, and the other ones don't. I don't know, it's weird. And then my distress inks, some of them are quite old, actually, and they're great. But like I said, we don't have very much here. We are getting a Hobby Lobby. And it's opening up soon. It's like unbelievable for us to get something like that, because this is a really small town. We do have a teeny tiny Joann's fabric, but it does not carry very much paper crafting items. Not even a whole aisle full. So anyway, experimenting is fun. Not everything has to be perfect. Now, you know, when we're doing our DT projects, of course, we don't want to experiment too much on those, but I just wanted to do something different tonight, because I feel like we're not I'm not doing a lot of variety, and what's the fun in that? But this one is my favorite, and so I'm going to make a whole bunch of these tomorrow for my Christmas cards. And I like the pink, but I might also do it in a pale blue. And again, this was a Unity stamp. See, I did it with, see here's this here. This one because there was pixie dust on my, you know, the pixie dust, see, it made it sparkly. And this one was only on the leaves. So see, you know, a kind of different look on them. So I'm going to do this for my Christmas cards tomorrow. I'm going to sit and get them all done. But this was a poinsettia with love. And it's got thank you, and it's got a peace with comfort, the joyful wishes, just the season with love, wishing you happiness in the new year. So these sentiment kits are sentiments that you can use throughout the year. So even though it's a poinsettia, you could use it throughout the year. And then it did come with the snowflakes. And like I said, I've had this for a while. You know, there's a big sale on with Unity right now. You might want to check it out. I am not, because I'm not spending any more money for a while. I like it pink and gold. Yeah, see, I like it pink and gold too. I think it's so pretty. And this one was the translucent, so you can see the black ink. But you know, I have gold ink I could have used on it. I had about 10 different things in my head, and I thought, no, I got to narrow it down. I can't just do endless things. Because, you know, you guys have lives, and you don't want to just be watching me all evening. But anyway, thank you for watching, and it was so much fun. And I will see you. Let's see, today is Friday, and normally I do a live on Wednesday, but it is the night before Thanksgiving, so I probably, you know, I won't be doing one on Wednesday night. And Dawn does, I don't know if she's doing one on Tuesday or not. So I'll get with Dawn and see what her schedule is, and Gail's, and try to figure out a time to do one, because I do have a image I want to color with my Copics, and I want to use my brand new ribbon that I just bought. I think it's so pretty. See, it's got snowflakes on it. It's burlap with snowflakes. So I want to do a card so I can use my new ribbon and play. So I'll figure out a time, and I will announce it, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.